This will be for the con assignment, classify triangles by side lengths. So in terms of side lengths, there's three types of triangles. Okay, equilateral triangles. An equilateral triangle has three equal sides. So if all three sides are congruent or equal, that is an equilateral triangle. So here they have all 10s, all 2s for the side lengths. All right, isosceles triangles. An isosceles triangle has at least two equal sides. The reason we say at least is because you may not know the third side length. Okay, so in other words, it has two or three equal or congruent sides. All right, so here's some examples. You see the two sides match here, 5 and 5, and here 6 and 6. Okay, and finally, a scalene triangle has no equal sides. So if all three sides are different from one another, different side lengths, then that is a scalene triangle. All right, so I made a little chart here for the type of triangle and the number of congruent sides. So a scalene triangle has no congruent sides. Isosceles is 2 or 3, and an equilateral is 3. All right. So here we go. Complete the table to classify the triangles as equilateral or not. All right. We can see these sides are not congruent. So this is definitely not. These three sides are all congruent. So this is equilateral. And here we only have two sides congruent. So it's not equilateral. Okay, here it says classify a triangle ABC by its sides. All right, let's see. It's not equilateral because it needs all three. It is isosceles because it has at least two. So that one's good. And it's definitely not scalene. They would all have to be different. So it's just isosceles. Okay, here it says classify as scalene or isosceles. All three different, that's scalene. Here we have two of them congruent, that's isosceles. Here we have all three different, that's scalene. All right, classify by the sides. All three sides are different. That has to be scalene. All right, so these are all basically the same. Here it says scalene or isosceles. Remember, isosceles can be 2 or 3. So even though this is all 3, it's still isosceles. This one has 2. It's definitely isosceles. And all 3 are different here. That's a scalene. All right, so these are all basically the same. It's pretty light work. Just remember that isosceles, if the triangle has 3 congruent sides, it's equilateral, but it's also isosceles. If it only has 2 congruent sides, then it's just isosceles.